Yo, what's going on? It's Zilla from Global Grind. Nice to be here with you. You did a great job in the movie. I hated you in this movie, and I just was like, oh my God, it's so good.
Who this up on that nail?
Oh, Stephen, you have nails for breakfast?
Normally, you're used to the house being, they say that he's a light-skinned guy. You were really dark for this.
No. I was trying to go as dark as I could, like this sweater.
Now, I asked you, who this on that nail?
Hey, Snowball. You wanna know my name or the name of my horse? You ask me.
Why go dark, though, not the typical
Because
light?
I wanted to be dark. I just wanted him to be, you know, almost like purely African.
Let's spend the night. Go up in the guest bedroom to get too ready.
He gonna stay in the big house?
Steven's unapologetic for who he is.
Yeah.
I'm unapologetic about what I did to be him.
Now, your problem right now is making a good impression. And I want you to start solving that problem right now and get them rooms ready.
Yes, sir, Mr. Candy.
It's always interesting to see, you know, just how people react when they don't get their way. It's very revealing. I think regardless of where you are on like the political spectrum, it's safe to say that you were either really happy in 2016 and really unhappy in 2020, or vice versa, right? At least not everybody, but you know, that would probably include 80% of people here in the United States. One side rioted for months. The other side did have that little incident, but for the most part, there are petulant people on both sides, I guess, is what I'll say. People gathering in the streets over the weekend, totally fine. Blocking highways is illegal. I think that's stupid. But like, other than that, you have a right to assemble. You have a right to be upset about the certain political decisions. But I do think it's interesting that we continue to see the tolerant left now basically just being outright, openly racist against Clarence Thomas, who is a Supreme Court judge and one of many that voted on this. But for whatever reason, the left is aiming their vitriol at him and, using, the N-word all the time. You can see, here's from Free Black Thought. Rule of thumb, if saying it about MLK would be out of line, then saying it about Clarence Thomas is also out of line. You may think Justice Thomas is regressive, even evil. It doesn't justify responding in the way that is regressive, even evil. And you can see, loads of people just calling him the N-word. Clarence Thomas is an N-word. Uncle Tom, a lot of white people. They're all white people saying this. N-word. Calls him a coon. There are thousands of these. Twitter, of course, we saw how this shook out. Twitter was happy to trend Uncle Clarence or whatever. Why? Because Samuel L. Jackson called him that. In fact, you see, actor Samuel L. Jackson took a race-based critique at U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. And rocker Billie Joe Armstrong says he's renouncing his U.S. citizenship. Good. Jackson called the conservative justice who wrote the concurring opinion that overturning the landmark Roe v. Wade stuff, Uncle Clarence, in a reference to the complaint, of course, from Uncle Tom. How's Uncle Clarence feeling about overturning Loving v. Virginia? I believe that was the interracial one, right? The landmark 1967 Loving ruling declared that state bans on interracial marriage were unconstitutional. Thomas, the court's only black justice, is married to a white woman. In his concurring opinion Friday, the 74-year-old judge called for his colleagues to reconsider and potentially overturn other cases that decided on legal theory instead of substantive due process, including rulings that protect things like gay marriage and access to birth control. I don't have any problem with this is where it tests a lot of my, maybe more like conservative viewers would see this as a win. I don't really have any issue whatsoever with gay marriage at all. And so I would not really support. Now, again, if they just kicked it back to the states and the states decided, okay, that's fine. Now, substantive due process refers to the notion that people have fundamental rights that aren't specifically established in the Constitution. The justice was referring to 1965 ruling, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's fine as long as, you know, they're a Republican or a conservative. I mean, then you can be racist. Then you have this lunatic. Actually, it looks like quite a few people at the show. I mean, it is a music festival, but they're all there to see Green Day. So I guess good on Green Day, I suppose. F America. Green Day star Billie Joe Armstrong says he's renouncing his United States citizenship during a London concert. Wow. I wonder, remember after Trump won the election and like the move to Canada or the Canadian citizenship website or whatever it was crashed because there were so many people having melties about the election. Look, I am not happy. I think you'd see very clearly, I am not happy that Joe Biden won. I think Joe Biden is a horrible president. It was so painfully obvious during the election process, and people still voted for him just because they wanted to get rid of Trump. Now, you could make the argument that Trump also received a lot of votes from people who were just like anybody but Hillary. And that is true, but it feels like the Joe one was even on another level. Because like everyone could see that Joe Biden is like an actual moron. And he still won. And now he's just like, he's like goofing and gaffing his way as this country turns, goes into the tank economically. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, when he won, I didn't like go storming any buildings. I didn't record any crying TikToks. I think about, okay, well, probably do better next time. That's how like normal people react. These people are unhinged. Green Day star Billie Joe Armstrong proclaimed F America and claimed that he's renouncing his citizenship in the wake of the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Armstrong, who is 50, made the declaration during a Friday night concert, telling the audience, "There's too much stupid in the world. I'm going to move to the UK." I mean, I think that there are things that happen, in elections, democratic elections, that everybody is not, like, there isn't one person out there in existence that's always been happy with everything that's ever happened in this country. But you get up, you dust yourself off, and you go at it again. I think these type of, I'm going to move to like, here's Pokimane, zillionaire, going back to Canada.
Yes, the Rovers. We've said it all. It's depressing. Get back to Canada. Like,
I booked a ticket back to Canada. It looks like you're living in a storage unit. And you're like a multi-millionaire. And people, you could see Count Dankula, change it back, bruv. What will the U.S. do now that they've lost Pokimane? Oh no. Anyway, I mean, like, list of people who asked. I mean, there are plenty of people in there just dunking on Pokimane and all these other influencers who are saying, "Oh, I'm gonna move out of this country." No, you're not gonna do it. Now, in her case, she's already made all her money, so she might. Seems unlikely because her path to make even more money is in LA or California or Texas, where all these streamers are located. My life will forever be ruined now that Pokimane is leaving for Canada. I tweeted about it. It's just so tough. I retweeted a couple of things about it. I mean, everybody's just dunking on her. Nobody cares. These are like the dumbest things. Like, look, I get it. By the way, Billy Joel should look up, the laws in the UK. They aren't exactly, super easy. Now, I'm sure he didn't bother to do any of that research, but having him move to the UK, good, good, go ahead. Go move to the UK, Billie Joe Armstrong. All these, it's like when Rage Against the Machine becomes the Machine. These people are all, once these musicians and Hollywood people get money, they're all the same. Like it's all this, they're all the same. Go ahead and revoke. Go ahead and move. You know, these people don't actually care. Rage Against the Machine is fine charging $600 a seat to go see them live. But yeah, the capitalism is bad. Sorry guys, buy our merch. Capitalism bad though. Capitalism bad. I renounce capitalism, but our tickets to our concert are $600 for nosebleeds. The amount of copium and full-blown melty that we're seeing is pretty historic. I've had a good time watching it. Now it is, you know, it is kind of a serious subject, you know. It's a divisive one. There's a lot of emotional things said, but it's always the people with the most that are always out there saying, "Oh, I'm gonna move to Canada. I'm gonna do." No, you're not. You're not going to. You're gonna stay here because this country is pretty good. You know, like it's pretty good. Go to Canada and see how you like it there. I suppose if you're a big fan of removing people's, you know, if you don't like the removal of people's rights, I don't know why you'd be moving to Canada. They love doing that. You know, it's every country has its problems, but ultimately these meltdowns are pointless, petulant, and feckless because they're not going to do a dang thing. Hope you enjoyed this video though. We'll talk to you again real soon.